I believe that the power of a business plan is threefold. I'm going to tell you what those threefold mechanisms are, those threefold power plays of a business plan are, and then I'm going to break them down one by one. So, the power of a business plan, first and foremost, is the power to deceive. Bet that one shocked you. Secondly, it's the power to direct. Thirdly, it's the power to dominate. So let's talk. Plan has the working on this business plan, and then it doesn't do anything anywhere remotely close to what they thought it was going to do, and now they're stuck like Chuck in a pickup truck, and they've got to pivot, and they don't know which way to go. So they think that a business plan is everything. And when I say that business plan is, what were the things that caused you to think that this business plan is going to work? All of those things come into play. Just because you sit down and write down a bunch of stuff on a piece of paper, my business plan is to be making $1 million a year by XYZ date, and then these are the things I'm going to do. Like, you made all that up. And I'm not saying that you made it up and it won't work. I'm saying, at best, there's a 50-50 chance that it will work, just because you made it up, right? So don't think the result of an academic study that was taught by someone who never ran a business. Like, I wouldn't want to learn business from a college professor who never had a business. If I'm going to learn business, I want to learn business. If I'm going to go to college to learn business, I want to learn business from somebody who's actually built a business, grown a business, made that business thrive, sold a business for a 7-figure exit, an 8-figure exit, a 9-figure exit, a 10-figure exit. I want to learn how to build businesses from somebody like that, not from somebody who just has a degree behind their name because they've studied business from other people who haven't built businesses, right? So, business plan can be a great equalizer. You might not have any experience in business, but even if you don't have experience in business, if you get your business plan from somebody who is already prosperous and successful in business, that business plan can work. I remember when I first got started as a speaker, because me and him and another friend of mine, Dr. Stan Harris, we were all sitting there. He breaks down the speaking business for 2.5 hours. I took pages and pages of notes on the stuff this guy said to me. And when we got done, he said, "Oh, I got lunch." I said, "Oh, no, sir. No, sir. You ain't gonna teach me how to make millions of dollars and buy my lunch." And so I bought lunch that day. Well, as fate would have it, we'd become friends over the years. And a couple of years ago, I said, "Jerry, do you remember that first time we met for lunch and you offered to buy lunch?" And I said, "There's no universe in which I'm gonna let you teach me how to make millions of dollars and buy my lunch." He said, "Yeah." He said, "That was a test." So this is a businessman who is a multimillionaire who gave me a test that I didn't know I was taking. And here's what he said. He said, "If you would have let me buy your lunch, I wouldn't have had anything else to do with you. But when you said, 'No, I'm going to buy your lunch,' I realized that you were a giver and you were not a taker. And that's why I invested so much time, effort, and energy into you." I was like, wow. And I called Jerry on the phone. I said, "Hey, Jerry, are you still up?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Can you look at my order forms to see if, like, it matches what you told this kid to do that spoke at this Amway meeting," right? And so I had already printed up 600 forms, and I went to him, and I showed him the form. He said, "I wouldn't do it that way, but, if that's what you want to do." No, I want to do what you tell me to do. I don't have anything I want to do." He said, "Well, I wouldn't do it that way. I do it this way." And he showed me all these different things to do. And details are not important for the purpose of this conversation about business plan. He told me what to do. I took all 600 order forms, threw them in the trash. I went to FedEx Kinko, did $5,900 in sales in 45 minutes. And I thought, my goodness, I just found a new way of life. Why? Because I got a business plan from a businessman that was my great equalizer. And it became my equalizer. 2 people at that event scheduled me to come teach the same stuff at their event. 2 weeks later, 2 weeks after that. So then, 2 weeks after that, I went to Cleveland, Ohio, and I spoke at a friend of mine. Her name was a woman that I met at the conference. She wasn't a friend of mine then. She's a friend of mine now. But this woman named Khadija, she had an organization. She wanted me to come speak. There were about 90 people there. I spoke again. I did $6,600 in sales. I'm like, this is the thing. And then 2 weeks later, I went with this guy named Reggie in Baltimore, spoke at his event, made $8,800 in sales. And then people from those events booked me to come speak at their event. I'm like, this is crazy. This is like a way of life for people. I didn't know this thing existed. Why? Because I got an equalizer business plan from a businessman who knew what he was talking about. So a business plan can have the power to deceive. Don't let it deceive you into believing that the business plan is everything and that all business plans are equal, right? The business plan wasn't the equalizer.